When a man becomes more masculine, it changes them from within. They become more at ease with themselves, they become more relaxed, they stop seeking validation from people, and they become their own source of positive emotions. And what tends to happen to the face is that the face becomes more stoic, more relaxed. His body moves slower, his reactions are a little bit slower. His voice relaxes because his whole body is relaxed. His nonverbal cues become more relaxed. There's no fidgeting. There's just a relaxedness. And what happens then is that whenever you feel that relaxation, a woman around your presence is perceptive of that. And because we are humans and possess mirror neurons, it'll naturally relax her. You see, the relaxation of the mind and body releases a man's masculinity and a woman's femininity. When a woman feels insecure around you because you're not secure, because you are afraid of the outside world, you are afraid of what people's gonna think about you, it's naturally gonna tense her up too. It's gonna make her more masculine as a result. And she's gonna naturally put up more resistance. She's gonna resent you for it, and you're not gonna see her true femininity. So we're gonna talk about what masculine energy does to a woman, how it changes her, and how it changes the way she sees you. And the first thing that you have to understand is that the way it affects you is that when you embrace your masculinity by relaxing, by stopping to trying to get validation from people, by getting good at things, by putting yourself in a position of power through hard work and effort and isolation from time to time, it'll naturally relax you and it attracts people to you. You become an oasis of positive emotions. So what will happen is that by you respecting yourself and relaxing and not looking for validation, what would happen is that women would then begin to respect you as a result. And that respect comes from you having your own life, from you loving your life, and you not overcrowding her. And you know what tends to happen when you do that? You give her enough space. And when you give a woman enough space, when you're not consistently on top of her, trying to get her validation, trying to see who she's with, trying to make sure that you don't lose her, the next thing will happen.
Too much circulation makes the price go down. The more you are seen and heard from, the more common you appear. If you are already established in a group, temporary withdrawal from it will make you more talked about, even more admired. You must learn when to leave, create value through scarcity.
You see, everybody respects people who have their own lives. I remember when I went to Florence last year, there was an older man, a 65-year-old man from England. And everyone else was pretty young, and he was the oldest guy. And when we invited him out, initially, he was like, no, you guys are younger guys. You guys go out by yourself. I'll stay here. And his independence and his lack of needing to hang around younger people made him so attractive to everyone. He just had such a calm energy about him. And even me as a man, it came across as masculine. Like his ability to be by himself, his relaxation in his own skin and not trying to act like he's something he's not, naturally drew everyone to him. The girls were attracted to him, and even me, I saw him as like a father figure. Like it's crazy, right? So it naturally, when you have your own life, when you give people space, what happens then is that masculine energy will cause women to chase you.
People are enthralled by mystery because it invites constant interpretation. They never tire of it. The mysterious cannot be grasped, and what cannot be seized and consumed creates power. In a world that is ever more banal, that has had its mystery and myth squeezed out of it, we secretly crave enigmas, people or things that cannot be instantly interpreted, seized, and consumed. That is the power of the mysterious. It invites layers of interpretation, excites our imagination, seduces us into believing that it conceals something marvelous. The world has become so familiar and its inhabitants so predictable that what wraps itself in mystery will almost always draw the limelight to it.
Why? Because you not rushing things, you not needing to get to the end too soon, it makes the woman chase you more. it gets her to make the first move. That's why I prefer that you as a man take your time with her. You don't want her, you're not looking for lust. You're looking for her to love you. So take your time with her. You don't have to bang her as soon as possible, my dude. I swear to God, it's much better if you take your time. If you, like, a guy who really is comfortable with himself will take his time with
As the
her.
first seductresses knew, it is much more effective to create love than lust. A person in love is emotional, pliable, and easily misled. The origin of the word seduction is the Latin for to lead astray. A person in lust is harder to control and, once satisfied, may easily leave you. Seducers take their time, create enchantment and the bonds of love so that when sex ensues, it only further enslaves
Because
the
what
victim.
he's after is not the poom poom. He's after her heart. And if you really want to seduce a woman, it comes down to you giving her space. It comes down to you taking it slow. I remember a few years ago, I was part of a dancing group, right? And one of my instructors was telling me how there was this girl who kept coming after him, and he wanted to maintain a professional attire with her. He didn't want to do nothing because he wanted to be a professional. Long story short, he tried so hard not to do something with her that she eventually got him drunk one night. And I saw it, bro. Like, she got him drunk, and he was like, after that, like, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just go for it, right? But it took her 2 months to get with him, and I remember him telling me how she wouldn't leave him, like she was just obsessed. And the reason why was because he created a barrier. And from a woman's point of view, like a guy saying no and taking it slow makes them more aggressive.
Temptation is easier. What people want is not temptation. Temptation happens every day. What people want is to give in to temptation, to yield. That is the only way to get rid of the tension in their lives. It costs much more to resist temptation than to surrender. Your task then is to create a temptation that is stronger than the daily variety. It has to be focused on them, aimed at them as individuals. Understand, everyone has a principal weakness from which others stem. Find that childhood insecurity, that lack in their life, and you hold the key to tempting them.
And so what by you relaxing and not needing to rush it, she's gonna say, oh my God, like, I don't have power over him. And by you showing her that she doesn't have power over you, what the hell do you think it makes you look like? It looks like you have this crazy power. You have this crazy ability to make her chase. It's like you just look magnetic in her eyes. And also, since you're relaxed and you're not rushing things, naturally, the way that a woman could tell that a guy likes her is because a guy will rush it. It's that simple. And by you slowing down, you actually hide your intentions. And when you do that, you make her wonder more. When she doesn't know what your intentions are, all because you're slowing down, all because you're not speeding it up, it makes her think, okay, what the hell is going on? This guy can't be gay because I know he's straight. When you don't rush into things, it creates the following aura.
Power is, in many ways, a game of appearances. And when you say less than necessary, you inevitably appear greater and more powerful than you are. Your silence will make other people uncomfortable. Humans are machines of interpretation and explanation. They have to know what you are thinking. When you carefully control what you reveal, they cannot pierce your intentions or your meaning. Your short answers and silences will put them on the defensive, and they will jump in, nervously filling the silence with all kinds of comments that will reveal valuable information about them and their weaknesses. They will leave a meeting with you feeling as if they had been robbed, and they will go home and ponder your every word. This extra attention to your brief comments will only add to your power.
So it gets her to become the chaser, and you're the one that becomes the chased. And the next thing is that by you having this aura where she's chasing, and again, one of the best ways to do this is to put yourself in a position of power. Like become a martial arts instructor. The point is, put yourself in a position where you're in the level of leadership. If you're at a job rise up in the ranks and become and create the reputation of somebody who's serious and somebody who's a complete professional.
Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen.
Right? You don't smile too much. Relax your face, right? Show an air of relaxation. When you just give them an air of relaxation, they're gonna look for more extreme emotion. They're gonna look for whether you like them or not. And if you just stay relaxed and stoic, you're not gonna be easily read. And so you know what happens when you're not easily read? People pay attention more. They look for minute little things. It's like LeBron James, right? LeBron puts a post of like going like that, and then he says goodbye. People are like, oh my God, what the fuck does that mean? It's because he's not saying enough. He's saying less than necessary.
Say less than necessary. Judgment. When you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear, and the less in control. Even if you're saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and sphinx-like. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish.
So it prevents them from playing games with you because of your presence. You're somebody that she cannot read. You're somebody that she's the one that has to make the move on you. And again, you put yourself in that position. That is a position. You can't just be Joe Schmo. You have to put yourself in a position to do that, right? And what happens is that when you let her make the first move, one, it prevents any accusation of you doing anything bad, which is important. Two, it prevents you from making a first move and getting rejected, right? Which sometimes shows weakness. And three, it prevents her from playing games because she's exposing what she really feels like, right? So it puts her in the aggressive mode, in the chasing mode. And women, a lot of times, they don't like that. But when they're the ones who always is being chased, if you actually gave them a truth serum, which don't do that, they'll tell you they actually like it more. Because for once, somebody's a challenge.
When you force the other person to act, you are the one in control. It is always better to make your opponent come to you, abandoning his own plans in the process. Lure him with fabulous gains, then attack. You hold the cards.
Challenge. So it's kind of like, let's just say you're tired of the personal trainer, right? Don't hook up with your clients. Be as professional as possible. Let her be the one that does everything. All of the moves, all of the asking outs, let her do it. Because one, it prevents you from getting in trouble, right? In the world that we live in. But also it puts her in a position where she's the one that's chasing. And also by you saying less than necessary, it'll make you look like somebody who's not trying to impress. You're relaxed, you're comfortable, she's comfortable around you, she feels safe around you because of your relaxed presence. But also, you're not boring her with talking too much. The more you talk, the more shit you say that could potentially be used against you. It's better that you let her talk most of the time. And the way you do that, you just relax. You don't have to say everything. You don't have to say all the good things about you. Just keep it professional. I can promise you, if she likes you, she's gonna want to break the professionalism. Now, if you guys want to learn more about how to develop your masculinity, one of the first things you guys have to create is learning how to control your emotions. If you learn to control your emotions, masculinity is going to radiate from within because you are already masculine. Your body, you are a man. And you don't have to create anything. You just have to learn to release it without creating insecurity. So as a result, I created a course called Emotional Mastery. It's a 6-week course that will teach you how to bring presence into your life and that will allow you to release your masculinity. When I master these strategies that I'm going to teach you in this course, I could promise you, women instantly noticed. And I wasn't even aware of it. They just noticed it. What I did is what I'm teaching in that course. So click in the description down below where it says Order Emotional Mastery, and I'll see you guys inside.